here and free the studios of Kumasi Online TV, Friends of Ken TV, and a Thick TV. And Fema Yashafuni, na major so bad na daruma. Sabredi, a yadia will be around here. Show down Jimedie, and Ananaya saw Martin Jema Mede, a Baba Sum program media Mamaditia say, Yasha see 2 p.m. debia, but unfortunately, and then ye delay kakra and ye nuntideja. Maba should there no be my bankasa, and some I just say, Chogu and the day no, mean to me come anu and to Musasa me shas and semino, and basin quada debi saya na do no sia non so non crumpua. A yadia meba bet na fidiem han say, na medi jimedi no ababa so much as when you subscribe ya, over subscribe to the channel, Eddie Ama Muya, what share video ama unye also I share Eddie Ama obi for na comment section aseno, I didn't share be a real hobiano, was so what they would dear afa honum Eddie Ama me, and then the NPP ama nyoko just say, and some no ebusia. Ma bonne bede ankasa fitibra wo mu bie tu mu se wa beso bana be peke wo forms ne ade nyina no wo betimi aba be peke ye hu se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ne nkrofo akwa peke ama ne Kennedy ohine Japan ko peke ne de sa so na bride champion ko fa ne de honorable say ya wedu chum wo so ko fa ne de na engineer kwabena Japan no so ko peke ne de na enrada na chese Kennedy ohine Japan ko submit ne de Saso ena Brian the champion so ko submit ne de na ene de ye busu amene mo ka say ya dia Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wono so akwa submit the forms are just ensema wo de atudwa no ebusua echenkure saso ne former education minister Educhum and ya dia just nde wono so akwa submit the forms are just update ne nyina no mede sommo ewo Kumasi Online TV, Friends of Ken TV, and a Thick TV na eye akwetia by election ebusua eba be koso nyame yadom on the 2nd of September 2025 and I just a peace watch Ghana dia ba say said ye wo man Ghana police dwumakoi said ye wo mo ye na said ye wo mu training meme said ye akwetia honom no hoye war zone when wo mo de kokoba na so wo mo de won ne kese pa de ama ye IGP yo ni say ye ho no e we de tietia break wate na akwetia hono ye abatuo keke na mafudu wo mu kokromoti kwakoto aba na wo ma yi obi ajaso be represent womo parliament house onye baby a womo kwa kokku boxing ne sans womo so mo hwese de a police for training ni ne na ma be fo ntentafidie no so che se de Russia Ukraine war apeja ni mu ajaso wo man Ghana police for a womo ha ye training womo apeja womo nyina ne de akwa mu honom se womo nko na womo nkokum saso na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for some time now you be hu an se nkrofo bebre na ka se wo se ye mampani ekotete me wo so okotete okopie mu ewo Russia na Singapore na okopie mu Singapore no eno so yo ensema amafo keka na me John Dramani Mahama meba tete me ni ade no mesira ye papa tete biara ni meni so se de amafo keka ni ade o my Ghana constitution e kire se wo bia wa akwanya ne so obekomienu into ono ne second one na wa be 2028 ya to aba wie ye na just wo ro ne nsane ne bibia e de egu honom na afidie wa baba ye former president of state but said the amafo kan obeko tetem no was a sad ene de eyade a eni ne so sanso na me agaza ma de nyina Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe napo eyo obi agese Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia efa ne se wono emeye ne running mate emfa man that was 2024 amafo twemi kunu abasa ne sira se ebe napo ense bi hono ma wo keka ye kura ka hu bi na ma NPP amanyoko no wo man tumi ending kunim 2024 and they to me who pass na po aye ni video to post no na kwabrane aba no aba tro comment section na say hey inti anka brand e we pa na ka eba be ye running mate e okrom hanum say ya na Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe ye nyina be ka so Kennedy ohine Japan ka say so be campaign e de ma MPP amanyoko no that was 2024 there I just said Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ofa eye na po say ne running mate sisi ana just wo makoto aba wi just obi ya wi yeba be hwedim se wan biom e de yesa afa ne so wo meye flag bearer FMA NPP amanyoko no Kennedy ohine Japan na daroma e de yetumi fa na pose running mate e na Kennedy ohine Japan ni so war contest e na bawomia nso ajesu otie Kennedy asem a wo fa na pose na po emeka ne hui wan e na doctor na po wan wo ba be di nechi maju opoku prempe okodi Kennedy ohine Japan nechi anase wo kwa akodi Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia echi eno e na nden wo de nsem ye tudwa no osuo na me kura na ebra ne ye ba be fam se running mate ye wo mpenifu akuku dam chese nkrofo wo mu ka MPP party ne wo mu nyina no wo mu ye wo ma dwen se ka wo mu nti ase da e ma Bawumia emfa ne se running mate de so twedi ampo nyankopon ene di ni ho afrofia wotumi ebeye running mate edema MPP amanyoko no even those who ne Kennedy ohine Japan ye free wotumi kwadi fie kodidi kwada honom ne ade nyina but said ye Bawumia efa ne se ne running mate no wontumi nya boni aye emfa nkire Bawumia and wontumi so enyi Bawumia ba akoso emfa nche ne senti for now ne de obetumi aka ne se eye ade ache se all support eye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na asema na pokan ye na ko social media issue ama for china basane sere say ye wo mbe so be ya ungrateful so you are being ungrateful esan say nyensem Kennedy ohine Japan ya anase nsem Kennedy kan ya anka wo Dr. Machu opogu prempe anka there is no way say Bawumia ebe for say running mate intide ni kwan kra sanka na po ba bonten beka so I don't want to be ungrateful to me support na Bawumia yesin ke ni kwan sanka oba bonten kra no beka bibia ne nipa be so support no betumi awe chire na wetumi a supporting but frankly speaking me amiti he ni de meka say meti na pase esan say ye hye se de Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia even na pona nka say tu nanum to say na enkrofo bi jintum say o ma meye running mate amafu bedidi na tabie na be ka ya chema wutumi media station say wo mo tete bo na po tete bo na it say na pona ba bonti abeka say oh abrantie fa me say na running mate that was 2024 opportunity eno de mame enti se na po ka so endorse Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia I personally feel say boni biara enim ye na so ye be kai somewhere last week one of the stories are na trendy ye papa Rich Hospital saga abrantie ya friend Rafia na anu ada MPP abemu wakoye demonstration wa 37 ma abrantie bi ehwere ne ba be ma ya no sa abrantie de sa kopie mu Rich Hospital na de wonim se de ni sune ne ban tie metina fiduam ha de ashom dada said ya wasode a obeso wajese wiase nyansa nyina no wono nko ani tirimu enegu no wakopia mu Rich honom na wepra ewo ne nso ne anesefo no wo mu yiyi nsema no ma nurse ni ba kokora ebeka say ya de achese Rafi de ne nsa kana ama wepra ewo ne nsem eyade ye minister for health minta kando seti committee no enye hwehwemu na ye hunu se ensema woka ye ne se nukura bi wom anase nukura bi anim sabre ya menemo kasei hwehwemu abushia ye koye report ajese wo me de ba ye ne se nurse ni a wo de bandage ebe chechire ne nsa bi send ko mu kire se chese ne nsa ne wrist ne na bachere ne jese ni ntintini mu nyina ye ne ya no me pa chow wo me koye hwehwemu investigation upon investigation no kire se ma me ne said o jese dislocation of joints no wo me se no kura biara eni sa asemi rafa ma wo me 48 hours se wo me mra bonten na wo mo bepa ne chon wo ma monte amepa ne chodia and there na another demonstration die mu odi ankasa and wo no wo ba be ye edi etia Rich Hospital ebusua yentu fa na yenko enu ada na me de show mo say Kennedy ohini Japan na kompre ko the incoming presidential candidate Edema NPP amanyoko 2028 and then our incoming president Edema Ghana 2029 ade achese nu ada wokọ peke ne forms ne ade odi sembi tudwa na nsema wodi tudwa no ebusua na no ohia nkasa a mehwe se obeka me ho ne yakọ na yakọ akotie Kennedy ohini Japan ne message a wodi tudwa ebra enrada okoye se okọ akofile eye ne nomination forms no yentie emra sisia
and win the election alone. And if we get unity, it will first, charity begins at home. The national executives that are in charge of the party, the elections committee, regional constituency executives, and the as progress. So I'm entreating each and everyone in the party to accept everybody's opinion and let's go ahead with whatever we are doing without backstabbing people and all these things. It will not help the party. So I will not say much. All I'm saying is I'm entreating you to ensure fairness so that there will be peace and unity in the party. And if there's unity and peace in the party, we will definitely win 2028 election.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm not to be
Thank you,
Mr. President.
thank you, Honorable Kennedy AGYAPONG, for your short statement. I want to say that as a committee, we've been put here to ensure that we undertake this election in a candid, fair, free, and in a way that all parties who will be involved would accept the results. As you know, the last election, you even confirmed that the then committee, which I was a member, did what we needed to do. And there was that free and fair environment. We're going to make sure that we undertake the same processes. We're going to also set up an internal committee, advisory committee, like the IPAC, where we would need representatives of all candidates to be part of our decision-making process, so that we'll be able to address individual needs, setbacks, and problems. What we want to say is that now that we've begun the whole process, of course, you go through your vetting and all that. We know you have a lot of supporters, both on the social media and constituencies and even in workplaces. I would wish that you advise your supporters to refrain from using words that would undermine or tag other candidates, which will bring disunity. I would also want you to ensure that you sanction persons who do not do things right, so that at the end of the day, whatever messages that go out there are those messages that our opponent may use against us during the campaign. And of course, as you said, if we want unity, then we should make sure that sometimes we swallow some bitter pill just for the comfort and the unity of the party. I also want to pray that even as you go out there, you sell yourself and sell your message to the understanding of the delegates, so that we'll be able to.
Kennedy or Hini AGYAPONG the Danny Denino Ayadi say we preach unity or preach peace and kasa utiene kasa yema was abeya ye kwa kotui mushe ye papa na mamba me ye frakadam bia wo hono frakadam ne de banko ade a showed up atu no ayadi a NPP amanyoko no wo mo beje na so se wo mo ye bibia fenche na ne de nipa obewini bia de ni se nipa na wini ande e obi e ba be support obi a ni problem ba mo be ye jandam na mu bedi sebi nsemu no bedi nkwasi asam dia ene da showed up atu no eyade a ebeba ankasa na enne de ye abusua me ne mo kase NPP amanyoko na ankasa empedifo eda party na no mo fancha me, but I sometimes feel say nyatwom sem ne ene shuban fi shuban kankan na ma wo mu lose 2024 election no wo mo sesa wo madwen me sha se ne me ka kyerem se enne de ena Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ekopeke the forms submit the forms na I was so shocked say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia akwa peke forms ewie na was submitting the forms na a whole NPP amanyoko no wo mu Facebook page platform e wasanka wo mu de promote eye candidate ni nyina na ebusua mu nim say wo manye Kennedy or Hini AGYAPONG wo mainstream ebra wo kofa submitting the forms no Dr. Brian Champong ebiensi mese Brian the champion Kwame na Japan kwa na mebody dia Brian the onyankoye Kwame na Japan kwa submit obi enu ono ma wo streamify NPP amanyoko no mo official page de etosho miensa ene dey ni mpona bawomia ene educhum koye no monim se educhum nso no mo stream ya fanfa wo mo platform na so Dr. Mahmoud Bawomia nkoa de NPP amanyoko no empenifo no Nanabi ene JFK wo mo stream ye edify NPP amanyoko no official page somebody kaya ka me say se mo sa ba be yesa buga na mo ye 2023 na ye be ka se ye NPP fo na ye beji bibi atum na ye de ye kokromoti kwoto abade ma Bawomia no samadwe yam se 2025 2026 ekosi 2028 mo de sane ya ma na be bade amasa mo forget na emfa ewo krom ha samadwe yam se sansem na mudi ye na ye beka se ye de MPP twa ye fruma ye do MPP party ni ntino wo de se Kennedy enwi ni kura na Bawomia ye ma na konya ne yenkoto abanfama na ye mu bi ye de ye husi honom ye campaign de ma MPP amanyoko no samadwe yam se ye besa ye the same thing na emfa candidate for enagina ena sa candidate for ni nyina no each person bia etua 46 billion yes ka ketwa nipa ba kubia etua 46 billion inti samunim se Bawomia de eduru ne so na mo be streaming live e de afa mo Facebook page ade na Kennedy ohene Japan eno ada wo no obe submit ne de mo stream ya fa ho no ma fa ma no ade na Kwame Japan wo be submit ne de mo stream ya fa ho no ma fa ma na mpo ende na Bawomia so kwa ne educhum koye no ade na educhum de ne de mo submit ma streaming live afa ma just ma adwem se nipa bi che nipa bi wo Maje yam se nipa bi chen nipa bi chema bute wo be ye steady wo krom ha o chema bute wo be ye steady papa e wo krom ha NPP amanyoko no sabre ya mena mo kase munni flag bearer o sabre flag bearer ya flag bearer NPP fo munni bi penia woda party na no enye na na do danko ekufo ado ena enye kufuo ena enye ono Bawomia di oda party na no eye chairman buta ene wo ye acting chairman ye yi di free hono ma na wo JFK waba it is a 4 aspirant wo me nyina ejina so wo be ye flag bearer di ama MPP na wo ma be peke forms submit forms na mo streaming ni pa ba ko pede e de fa mo channel so na ensemble na mo pese mo ka kire Ghana for na we na Kennedy ohene Japan ba na oba na obe so na ja sa atoto mo ne ya yampia atoto we na Kennedy de e na ne bufu ntem na Kennedy nim kasa ba mo ankasa mpanifo so amote honum se bi wudi nkwasi asem a e wo se wankasa hu se nkwasi asem na wudi no obi ye nipa che obi ye nipa nche obi o aye bia forms ne picking of forms filing fee ene de akeka hu nyina no obi entua bia nche obi o Bawomia wentua 50 billion ena Kennedy kotua 12 billion and say by the chamber kotua 10 billion they all paid 46 billion old Ghana cedi it is a mo ye bibia mo ye careful wo krom ha dia masha si amoye no mo ye very careful e wo krom ha no say mo nchi steady papa sansem hunu na mo ye mra bi atwam de Bawomia ba kyekere ye kon no me see mo de sa mo koye sansem hunu na 2026 a pa ye che vote ni mu mienu e de amamo ene Bawomia ba ye me hu sa amafo wo mo say aka nipa 9 pa aka nipa 9 pa na mo say aka nipa 9 no eno ne den na buhia mi ko hwehwe mu na edi a wo mo ye aka nipa 9 ya se wo ma de ye wo mo say abana ye kwotu 2024 na wo mo ne de wo mo se Bawomia nya 41% no sa 41% no aka nipa 90 nipa 9 ne be ka ho de a na 50% meti ya na msi ye nipa amudi nechi Bawomia is a fine gentleman Bawomia so far candidates a wo mugina ina ye no kra ne de da ho a mintu sabi ye pa wo bi a wo no 60 years a obe join NPP unhu se we di attempt da ende me de sa credit no e ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawomia ende e bia no osoma ne nkrofo no mu be di attempt there I do not really care about that but ye pa wo bi a wo no oye very disciplined pass e di attempt in politics a onim sa de ne ye e Dr. Mahmoud Bawomia na Dr. Mahmoud Bawomia na mo ka je Ghana for so ye data man wo no de data na na buhua wedi eche ni yakoto aba na ye to aba ni wie ye no NPP for me dem se munya 38% mo na mo kire se munya 41% na mo be ka kire Ghana for say aka 9% amode be soso na de matumi awi ni January election 2028 dia ende na NPP ama NDC amanyo ko ni so no aba na ye ko to ye wo mo so figure wo munya ye no eda isi office twen ane eda EC office mo lose election portora mo sole azisia na ka 9% na ka 9 me say sa for 38% ne Ghana for ye be chemu mienu edi amam tibu de mo nkwaso am ye na ka 9% na ka 9% be bia 9% ne da no mo be kwa kwaji aba ama ye nyina ne ye de ni ahwe na nu ada Kennedy ohire Japan just nipa dome kopie mu won na so ye yi party office ko boje ne so ni se de amafo kasa se oh Kennedy de ebusia ya wabre Kennedy de wabre na se position abeda hono ma Kennedy se fata ebi kura kire say oh Kennedy ohine Japan de se de ni so hye se de Kennedy owo vision no se de obeso obi bia ndwuma de ama amanfo no enya de aje so o metumi abu o mani agu so da bi eya de waso o mede kokromete no eto aba na Kennedy ebe ya mampani in fact enu ada Kennedy supporters there you people you do mu ye ni nyina ebuhia yankwa na yankwa sa videos ni so emra sisia
be expected? What time is Dr. Bawumia expected to be here to file his nomination?
Well, I think it's around 8 a.m. now. I think between
NPP for Jimmy for no woman di Bawumia chino. Jimmy for ABRONYE and Siasa way. Yaduma kwa a bless Fiasa one. Oh, so you to you. Omo human me pa. Omo kase akufa do wini here. Secretary and Obama say yani a political be a young topa. But no more soccer talking and quite near the other men I make a son. Me and I'm Yaduma police are now talking money and now so drive from near the other men I'm criticizing. Sad what an abaye and I could for the unity and this for us or move free system. You are no more talking on regional police commander. Omunaba, men are shocking me cotton area. Yaduma I know ABRONYE, Aduma problem fee, and it's ABRONYE and Siasa. Me catch on and say, Omo Pammy, Mamma, almost some of us secretary said they go down near Pabano, Amakufa near tomorrow. Omo Fasa, Omo Fasa, Omo Jumba Jibima, Mumuna, say, Yaduma Belfi, ABRONYE, some Mukasama youth. Sana Munina Mofuna Modena, Mumofu, Ade ni papa on mama se mumpe ba mia. Yaduma ko be mi busa ne, ABRONYE busam ne, de na mo kada da no mama tama no. Ah ya de to abeta mama na kufa ba. Ti se ba mia na mudi na tina san ba na pese mo kacha for ya ni won. Yes.
Why is supporting Honorable Kennedy Japan?
all right, so I'm supporting Honorable Kennedy Japan because he stands for honesty. He stands for discipline. And see, Ghanaians will prefer insults and loose talks that will bring jobs and food to their table rather than a flip-flopper and a liar who has lied to Ghanaians for 2 terms. That is why I'm supporting Honorable Kennedy Japan. Let me set the record straight. Kennedy Japan is the next flag bearer of the NPP and the next president of Ghana. Thank you.
Why are you referring to?
See, you know yourself who I'm referring to. I am not here to mention names, but I'm telling you that my candidate is the best option among all of them. See, make control say, because of you, and I will not mention names here, but Honorable Kennedy Japan is the best option. And you know who I talk about when I mention a liar. You know we know who we talk about when it comes to Ghana and lies. I would not stand for Bawumia. Let me set the point straight. I am with Honorable Kennedy Japan because he stands for honesty and he's just ready and he has the track record. Thank you.
So if Honorable Kennedy Japan doesn't win this, are you going to support Dr. Bawumia in the election?
See, the MPP is one. We stand with the elephants. Whether Honorable Kennedy or Japan or DMB, who is the Bawumia, I don't have any problem with him. But when Honorable Kennedy Japan wins, and it's believed that he will be easily patronized and he is going to win power for the MPP straight away without any stress.
You have other persons wanting to be your flag bearer. Why have you decided it should be Kennedy Japan for 2028?
Aside the taxi driver, the trotro drivers, I mean, I believe in job creation. Among his policies, he's saying that when he comes, through what he's developed, Citizen Fund, an abridged version of crowdfunding, 1 million Ghanaian youth will go into agric. He wants to redefine our constant importation of just about everything, reverse it so that we'll be an export-oriented nation. how he wants to draw down about 12,250 FDIs, foreign direct investment, into the country every year. So for 4 years, I mean, we are talking about 50,000, and 50,000 if each the minimum investor will not bring anything less than 1 million. If it's even 1 million, it's about 50 billion. If it's 10 million, we're talking about 500 billion. He's saying that
it's stock not too cheap.
No. You see, let me tell you. Aside the 1 million Ghanaian youth into agric, another 1 million. Not everybody wishes to go into agric. 1 million youth will go into business. You see, you don't need with practice. When I tell you that our campaign is molded around design thinking. So once you ask me a question, it goes through the six processes even before I speak. That is why you may think that our campaign is down. We are not down. We know we are very careful, very measured, and we believe that the man is the man for the job.
You sound very confident, but this person you are celebrating, he may have done private business, but he has never truly really headed any public office before. He has never been a minister. He has not been vice president. He hasn't been able to manage a public space, and he wants to manage Ghana. Can he?
The people around him. I'll invite you one of these days to our meetings. In fact, almost everybody in NPP, anybody that you can think of, is part of the campaign team.
How?
It's part of the decision-making campaign. Talk about the finance, Abena, talk about Kweku, I don't want to mention the people who I would say matter most in NPP are now with Kennedy Japan. And Kennedy is not going to be a one-man decision maker. No way. All his decisions are guided by all of us. A number of people with expert power, people with experience.
So he will rely on people to help him run the country and not he himself. So he doesn't have the knowledge to run.
He has the knowledge, but you need people to shape it. You cannot allow one person to manage even a corporation. You need people. That's why we have departments, and he has that department. We've created that departments that will support him in all areas, and it's refreshing. I mean, when I sit back and then last 4 days, we did a rehash of the whole policy framework, and Ghana is really in to save Mother Ghana.
It's one thing.
Ebusia Kennedy ohene Japan enkrofo a wo mo don enkrofo a wo mo hu ni vision na ni suade hu no amafo eyada wo mo hu se nyame ya adom no baba ye mampani e wo man Ghana obema man Ghana etumpon. Now there is this question na aya na amafo ebisa aya na me amiti he aya na wo mo hu ye mesere. One of the questions they say, especially more show or thick TV, there's this guy, Debiano Abecho Honum, Kennedy can never lead or try no cancel cancel the comment. Your friend Ben Bibi, I saw his comment and he was like, Kennedy can say on person obeba be vice president, on person obeba be minister, Nidia or person focus on his business. Ken shouldn't become the president. Ken cannot become the president. He should rather go and then focus on his business. And I sit here and I ask, me pacho, your former president Rollins, me pacho no a vice president ana. Your former president Kufuor, aye bia wa your vice president ana me pacho there be. In as much as Kufuor ebe ye minister, but Kufuor was never a vice president. And the fact that so will be about your vice president will kromha, it doesn't guarantee say was ye money pona kwanya na mani be ye mampeni. Ye she ye can say John Dramani Mahama and ne ye mampeni John Dramani Mahama. Ye she say no ye vice president and no di ye the late Atamils echia. And nam good things are not Atamils eyentino. She edema John Dramani Mahama. John Dramani Mahama be ye mampeni no. Ghana for be who said Debbie. Say yet once to say or not say ye kasi ye sako to abadi amano. Now once I'm called the second term. Yadu obema Ghana for saye de esifom. And nutina Ghana for to abedi tia John Dramani Mahama ye kofa na nadu dan kwekufa baye. Debbie me kase na nadu de 2016 2020 de. Me salutu mi tu che de mano. But from 2020 to 2024. And on my Ghana for yes, Sabesi form, and also yes, share your vice president and send me an annual that will catch the Ghana for a brand now 1 year a vice president, a brand 1 year running mate, and Mama for Benya GD with him. Into me come and win in our Matias, yes, Sanka Bawomia. obe contest 2024 no sanko ye bibi papa de boana na adodan ko ekufu adoa ankenye mu na mo sode a mo be comment na Kennedy meye mampeni na Kennedy o meye vice president na Kennedy meye minister dantino wontumi mbu aman no anka Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ba ye nkisanke ye beka so obe vice president ye de kokromoti no eto abadi aman Bawumia himself is a failed economist. Bawumia or a failed economist. Bawumia cannot help the country. Your son share as vice president and I yenti me mufodo. You want to say your son share as vice president no. When to me am more Ghana for and nothing and none other ye kotu abe. Yes, sanko for way enchiri. See a de wupa beba na beba we your mind Ghana kojo todie. Would ye ba kunu oba ye na ye ka se na 1 year no. Ono kra na wa bin kra echewo. Ane. Ebrana John Dramani Mahama. Wabeye mampeni no. That time na $1 neda say neda 1.2 that is 1 cedi 20 pesos. Malenka is $1 was 1 cedi 20 pesos. Okono na 3 cedis 80 pesos and they running offer ye ka say 4 cedis. Mobeji from 4 Ghana cedis. Woni de ye kachire Ghana for so we economic mezaya wo. Ye be fall free Bank of Ghana. Yes woni madie che say ye do my Ghana sika sam shawo nsa ube wie bibia de abaye ube ka kire ye say what dollar ne dia shedem as an economic measure yo ebusia $1 every serve 3.8 and as a 4 Ghana cedis no e shuti ya ko 17 Ghana cedis. And you people still want me and miti he me na ya say wa miti he. You people still want me to believe say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or ye economist na why vice president de ye fa nembra. Debi. Sa analysis na de me miti he. Mo na me ka me na mo nya adwen de na me na mo ya adwen ochina. In as much as yes, what is Bawumia ye gentle, and a Bawumia ndidi atem, and a Bawumia ye come and near dear massa. Baby, our mind me say ye druno, and ye gentle send ye bedi, and ye humble send ye bedi. I respect it. Only attempt the nessa me amitire crab about a basho. Maintain say Bawumia jina baby, did you be attempt that so or be a Jimmy for be debi. Bawumia has never done that. And no dear me the respect to no emano. But the first say Bawumia did he attempt that. And at the first step about me, actually, I know I win the whites who are shana gentleman, who are shana cambu, who are looking presentable. And just say, Yenta, my Ghana Sikasem, and some fashion is an answer, Yamanembra. Now I'm sure my Ghana is Sikasem Nina. Should there be Bawumia has failed Ghanaians, and I am so shocked, say, people are refusing to accept it. And what I say, a lot of people are refusing to accept it. Me say, Obiara what time Kennedy or Hine Japan biano. And yes, say onim say Kennedy bet to me about my Ghana. Or time Kennedy or Hine Japan because he is bold, he is fearless, he speaks the truth. Obia one pe Kennedy asem biano. Nipa ni suro say, especially NPP for yabe. They are so scared say Kennedy ba. Sangwasi asem na say bi womu di ye ebra na na do dan kwekufaru ye mampeni no. Sansem no Kennedy o hene Japan on tolerate ewa na memuomu. Anything and there, ube hunkrofo bi no omani abede. And I let Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wo tua papa share. Yes, Bawumia, yes, tia wo tia no. Sanka miti ha mi ye dede ke yes ebusha. Anka dede mi ye bi pa de ma Bawumia. Yes ye nka tumi chichiri wo bo mu se ne de besoso yes o wo bode road ma Bawumia ntine jefa. But ye na nye sika na ye show. Ye hwese wo man Ghana no ebetumpo Ghana first. Se wo man Ghana be ye. Miti he so man Ghana ye. Niema bofo ebusha de na kire se sa sika no o de bebrem no be ba bebu ye ndi afa so mitumi nya sa sika no. We are looking at say my God, beko de nim. Not the money, ya beji edia she ye botom. Debi. Bawumia mini ni problem. He's fine gentleman. Why ya dear? Obey a vice president. The republic to me aye bi adebushia. Why ye de bua wo my Ghana. But the moment na just say ye hu ni so ndi atem no ye gentle. And just say ye san so ne hwe. Ye so ne hwe ba kodo. Amwa yen. Ade papa biye badi Bawumia si ye me na me de bai ba de boni biye course wa memo bia no was there be me de minim ho hwe and people still want us to trust him for what yen be say ya ho se enkrofo na anwada wo mu di na chia no wo mu ye dede ye campaign ni ade nyina ma no Brian Champion say 2024 election in Eastern region Bawumia wenyi one cedi mpo wonu na yi ni bottom sika no de support Bawumia ewe Eastern region na se Bawumia ye preferred candidate Bawumia ye obi obetumi de power de abre NPP amanyoko na adenti na enne de ye behwa mene mo ka say Brian Champion wase etwa no a wasaba be contest Educhum na wo support Bawumia baby e wo bejira bia no ye de ma Bawumia yembi se ye ho se e ba ne se na nne Educhumi wonu so etwa no wo so wo ba be contest they know very well say Bawumia cannot win the power for NPP 2028 ye ma Bawumia 100 years kura won to me Bawumia ye money 100 years aye wo beti yese ene ye de we ko 3 ene ye de we ko 2 inti yensa so fa nembra masa me see the records are there data no wo hodom eye am nko hwe figures a wo mu nya ye ne ade enti ma ye sabdu wo sa baba na mun check Bawumia de me meka so ye kremoni ana se kusasi ne mamprusi ntokwa na obi meka se na I am doing tribal politics there bia no de me meka but no kra ne so abusua da honom na se wanka no kra na ebefiri ato Bawumia they can choose to present odie obetime win NPP flag bearer 2028 but trust me say general election emfa emfa na Bawumia ne Ebusua wo kopie mu ewo NPP headquarters in fact nipa koye ane nipa koye papa Bawumia kitadom o Kennedy wo dom Bawumia so ewo dom ache samanfo so aye ready Amafo aye ready say 2028 they are going to support Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia sensuoto ewiabo de ebesibia wom so Bawumia de ebusua wom nyi ne ba konfansha ne nsada they are ready say baby obefo se shuma se kura na ndi obenante kura na wom so benante de edi nachi say de ebe ya 2028 obeba be ye president ewo krom hanu say no kasa in fact ne nsem ne so de me digest no mabia mu ba before say ne yebetie nsem a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kan yerum na yemhye videos aje say echegu ye bra Bawumia kasa ne hu kani semira Bawumia wom standing grounds and aje say wom kop you want the woman nomination forms ekopie mu headquarters say na amafo di asane amafo budget soro credit no enkoma 1957 in fact ye share videos ni bi errors here
That's the NPP Libya. And as you can see around, the euphoria, the momentum here is really different. I mean, we are making history today. Party Nadia Tunuse, Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, in the last 16 or more years, I had an opportunity to be part of another Dankwa Kufuabe take it home. I come party here, I soon party here, I chepe face where you can name at any given time. Party name na kwanya obeti mi aka party na abomu. Eti na wo hwe party ma abo anan abepie headquarters here. It is not by accident. It is just an indication, sir. His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia NPP rank and file at yet. Sir, about your Babako, 31st January 2026. Or no, I was Safata, say I was a party, no, Ayan Kandini. Media, Obimabusa said, as a national officer, why Dr. Baumia? Media Dr. Baumia because every national officer helped to me. Me and as Deputy National Communication Director. I am not the first national officer, means somebody clear. I'm to have any media delegates. And now, I come back to AGYAPONG ever. But we should have been I'm not from Deputy Director of Protocol. And also, your regional chairman, I'm also our federal candidate, I'm also supporting. But they don't do it. Your regional officers will be anybody. I am a assembly. I could not talk. And this year, I want to show interest. Say, I'm a person, I'm a 2 franc garden, Obiasa Fata. But so we are accounting now, we are mathematics. Now your political strategies here. We want to bring player over here. So MPP candidate, Obetimia winning power, I'm MPP 2028. It is no other candidate than His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Baumia. Yes, I cannot invent. He garnered 42%. I have 41.75 EC's official declared results. Here can say, what did Nabaka and Wabo? Now you're done, and then NDC had the new candidate. NDC will be presenting a new candidate, Dr. Muhammad Baumia, after John Mahama and the other president. I want to be my able. While you're more popular, he's more marketed than any NDC candidate that they will present. MPP, and the Menyadini, then Nayaka and Molia Hussein. Since India did the power of Safata, maybe I do MPP. We cannot change His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Baumia. He is destined to win power back for MPP, and that is the reason why I, Dr. Asante, have declared for Dr.
Papa, yan pai boy na ya ba omio. Yan pai boy na ya ba omio. E kwale to frano. E pari to frano. Everywhere to frano.
Dr. Bawumia expected to be here to file his nomination.
Well, I think it's around 8 a.m. now. I think between 9 o'clock thereabout, he should be at the party office, filing his nomination form. And I think everything is actually set on ground. Like you can see, all media houses are here. Operation guys are also on the ground, ensuring that we have a very successful presentation. What I can also tell you is that DMB is really, really prepared for this very morning. His message to the country, especially to New Patriotic Party delegates, is going to be about the unity of the party. What can we do to bring about the togetherness that we need? And I think, if you speak to delegates too, they will tell you that at this particular material point in time, the person who is fit to lead this particular party, in terms of the one who is very prepared, the one who is much more formidable, and the one who is winnable for the 2028 election is Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. So on the ground, I can tell you that in terms of preparation, everyone is ready and set for his arrival.
The roads are blocked, people tripping in. How many numbers are we expecting here today?
you don't plan for numbers, right? We're making it as natural as possible. We want everything to look very natural. And so we're hoping that all loving supporters of Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, all loving supporters of the new patriotic party, the Elephant family, are going to be here to ensure that this presentation is very successful. I don't think we should focus on the numbers more than the significance of the day and the message that is going to come from DMB, his message to party members, his message to the people of Ghana, and of course his message that will unify our party fit for purpose for victory 2028.
So at what time do we expect the people who are being bashed from other parts of the country to also get here?
No one is being bashed from any part of the country. There is no way you can do that this early morning, right? Why would you bash anybody coming into filing of a nomination? We don't do that. I mean, it's very uncalled for. So what do you gain? If you get more numbers and they are bashed, they're artificial numbers. In terms of political calculation, I don't think that's the right thing to do. You want natural numbers, right? You want people to calm themselves, natural love, to follow Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as it's been done over the years. So, bashing.
Ebusi just say day Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ekopiemu ewo NPP amanyoko no wo head office just say nipa koye eko support ye no ene ya hwe ye ni swade abai wo se aka nipa 9 pe na nipa 9 no sisi ale no an wo mo hwehwe na minim da se ye to abawie na political party elusia Womu dudu a womu nyaye na se votes a womu nyaye no aya na eda EC office intini ye twen ya the next election kakra bi be kawa na sa de eda office odom no ya kwa kwatam de aba be kawa na dipa no wetumi edi nkudi me de na NPP NDC abaye ko do mu 56 da hodom nti ye imagine the little voter womu benya de aka na je send 2028 no wometumi edi nkudi meti abranti abakwa na wo kan sembi se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de ya market that then yeah no 16 years in fact maton ni ye papa until 2024 kwa de na me expect a figure what they buy because someone ya ton 8 years as running mate ye ya sabe ton 8 years biom as vice president wa be ye adwuma ni ade economic messiah the economic guru of our time now sank was san niama kakra edema ye but it is rather unfortunate say niama echo say and they are still ready say they will present Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. We have people who have genuine and organic love ankasa edema Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia debi ameka me say for me here I stand for Kennedy or Japan. By the end of the day no may the best candidate also win 2026 NPP flag bearer race do be win bia no we dey here ba me amiti he dey nipa me bo ne ho dero nipa me di ne ho dance here se Ghana for nyina fa kokromoti ana se delegate ene wo na mbeto aba nyina fa kokromoti ne to aba mfama no Kennedy akompreko wo hene Japan wono ena many de me hu ni say wo ba je so betumi aba wo man Ghana no man Ghana etumpo no man Ghana so afa ne ntuma pefa bia ndwuma ne ade nyina na amafo nsa etumi akọwo mo ano na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na kasa ye chese nenkran ho ne de busua me se enye betanye fa bedi agro na on mountain stage ankasa chese chese wo ye campaign na on mountain stage ne no si oh media munyina munim say mindidi atem menkasa anyhow menkasa by heart in fact NPP party no ma bu adwuma papa chese 16 years ni tokro bie no hono ma me Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wo oman Ghana chese mudi mi wram a mintumi enwram wase ende constituency bie no hono mo so a wono Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia onwra ye osi in fact adwuma de wa ye bi we defend the NPP chese na anu ada election ya ye ko ye mpo no ne modembo ni chese de ye no nyina no esafata se NPP amanyoko no esa so repeating nti on dia was stress emre no so a delegate na no wo mafa kokromoti no ento aba enfama wo no Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia wone ne ho kene ande asanso de abusia wodi china ne na so a enya asam keto yanko na yankote Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ne nsam no emra sisia
to put forward the most prepared candidate for the 2028 election and the most prepared person to be president in 2029. In the last 16 years, I've had the privilege of joining each and every constituency at least 5 times to work hard on the ground and campaign and work for the NPP. Just like the thousands of you who may not have had all the money in the world to throw at the party, all my sweat, my reputation, my knowledge, and my person have been dedicated to working with you for the success of the party. As a result of this, there is no village or hamlet or city or town where Mahamudu Bawumia's face and name are not known. I owe this party a duty that if we are to win 2028, we ought not to start afresh from zero. Instead, we ought to build on the nearly 42% of valid votes and work across and work to cross the 50% mark in the next election. I have also had the distinct privilege of serving as Vice President and supporting the President and the government in our last administration with ideas that have significantly impacted the lives of millions of our people. This is what the streets refer to as being rich in ideas. The initiatives I advocated for in our time today are making impact in people's lives. The rich, innovative, and practical ideas that I successfully championed and saw to implementation include the Bank of Ghana's Gold Purchase Program, the first in Africa, the Gold for Oil Program, the first in Africa, the accelerated issuance of the Ghana card, mobile money interoperability, the first in Africa, the Ghana Digital Property Address System, the first in Africa, Agenda 111, one constituency, one ambulance, the Zipline drone delivery service, the largest in the world, the universal QR code payment system, the No, which is the first in Africa, the No Guarantor student loans, Ghana.gov, the Citizens app, NHIS registration and renewal on your mobile phone, the Rental Assistance Scheme, the Zongo Development Fund, individualized credit scoring, paperless ports, electric buses, e-gates at Kotoka International Airport, and the digitalization of medical records across all district, regional, and teaching hospitals in Ghana, amongst others. The implementation of these practical policy initiatives has resulted in many people saying that I have been the most effective vice president in Ghana's history. This implies that given the opportunity, I can equally become one of the most effective presidents in Ghana as we go forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I demonstrate my strength by getting results, not by making noise or by insulting or by bragging about money. The combined effect of how well Bawumia is known today and my experience as vice president make me the most prepared person for the NPP's quest for the 2028 election and governance in 2029. Fellow Kukrudites, in the words of Kofi Abrefa-Bruzia, the qualification to be a success in Ghana's politics includes a large capacity to stomach all sorts of attacks. I am not oblivious to the fact that the NDC and lately elements within our own family subject me to daily attacks. In fact, I expect that there will be more attacks in the coming months and years. But I have learned, if I have learned anything from history, it includes the fact that a man must be formidable so that no matter the adversity, he stands tall, focused, and resolute. All that can be held at me have already been attacked. As the days are going by, time has shown great vindication. The Bank of Ghana, the IMF, and even the NDC kingpins are now admitting on many matters that Bawumia was right. What more can they say about me now? In our history, when all has been said of a candidate and yet he remains standing, victory is the logical next step that awaits him. The Akans have a saying that Openyi due mate mate. To wit, a wise leader must at times appear aloof, yet when it is required, be willing to take the difficult decisions. That is who I am. I am cool on the outside, but do not underestimate my inner resolve. That is what I bring to the leadership of the NPP and the leadership of Ghana. That is what makes a leader balanced and formidable. Dear delegates, the most important desire in the hearts of all our colleagues is a win in 2028. We have to put our best foot forward as we rebuild our party towards that election. To win in 2028, we must not just talk unity, we must live it. The repeated attacks by our own party folks on one another is absolutely unhelpful. What we say against each other, the NDC will use against us in 2028. If you claim you are a true patriot and want this party to win in 2028, then stop it. Don't lecture us about how blue your blood is. Let your actions show. Stop the internal attacks now. Stop the religious and tribal attacks now. We lost 2024 elections after introducing many good programs. Unfortunately, due mostly to the economic pain that many of our citizens felt, the NDC managed to convince them with lofty promises to stay away or vote against us. We have learned our lessons. I assure you that these lessons will be put to good use when we return to office in 2029. However, it is becoming evident that the NDC does not intend to fulfill the lofty promises they made to Ghanaians in their quest for power. The promise to pay cocoa farmers at least 6,000 Ghana cedis is one they don't intend to keep. The promise to institute a state of emergency and repeal LI 2462 to fight Galamsey is one they do not intend to keep. The set up of the Gold Board to execute the gold purchase program is already unraveling, as miners are reluctant to sell their gold due to the unattractive prices of it. Remittances have reduced by 50% as a result of the misalignment in the exchange rate across the different foreign exchange markets. The promise to allow free expression is one they do not intend to keep. They promised to triple jobs and create new ones through the 24-hour economy. But it is evident that it was just a political gimmick. What the
Ebusia and some dear Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia wa kebi papa. Na said that end the hoka clan Bawumia na one and no what amanfo ada. Stop the internal fight. One and what amanfo ada. Aye bia said ye on one nkrofo wo musifa edi atem ne misre bisa say no dia ya dia Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wo hu ya na de bia me kam se Bawumia me ni problem. I do not have any problem with Bawumia, but sometimes I feel, say, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he's becoming an hypocrite. Say, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who say you do not condone to internal fight, internal matters, and now mafu did you want them, now mafu kasaka setia mafua. One kasa won't grow for wudu or mechino. I was so to me punish one and I so to me my woman wanted. Me say, can I do a hine Japan? So we want a camp and I said, we were doing quasi. I said, no, can I do a hine Japan? And Bessie, I back us on now, Shumawa. Or Beba, sorry. Obeba bonte aba be kama Ghana fo nyina ehunu se asem na wo ba ye be ka ye no no Kennedy ohine Japan woni mhwe but Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for so many months nie I wo bi ti sa ABRONYE dis abrante ya ne ho nya fe nanim tantan be manim huhu be ma sesa gew wo betra wo bia no odidi Kennedy ohine Japan atem na wo tutu bi de ma Kennedy ohine Japan ababa we ye say ye friend say lende ku se de be chema wontumi movement TV ni ade nyina dan na wo di Kennedy ohine Japan atem. If you were a man of your words and you think say you do not support what they are doing, you need to come out and then condemn them. Wone wo mon kasa say internal election na yeko enye general election nipa wo be wini bia no ohia the other side ne so o meba be ka ho itu nkrofo na wo mu di nsem no you have to stop them before answer na beba bonten aba be ka bibi abrante ye find fanti comedy ya na anu ada wo kokeka nkwase asem ye chi nuko tumi yes wo Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na enne wo kasa editie didi atem no abrati okodi na ta okodi atem aye twe na so wo na wo sa akofa afo mfra police for say abrantie no wo moto wo mobofa ma ne ma ne VIP koma ne fried rice ni ade obi a wadi nkwasi asem anka as a former vice president abrantie de ba ye anka abetwe na so wo ba ye na abeya na wa etu e na wie ye esane ne tena ho efefie wo se ho ene ni di nkomo if you are a leader, you need to set a good example. In as much as they be a kase Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de one penny wasem Bawumia ye gentle Bawumia de ondidi obi atem. And one interest say be wins crop for ni din semuna won to be wa no nka. I don't have any problem with you. And them says I don't have any problem with you. I can several times. But what attitude? Any near maybe I am preppy no. Enko ye ewa wankasa wonkrofo mu a. Wuntumi ma bonten beka no. Eno na ya na me na na ya se we be na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia mi buafu. Na me tira ha bia so ya meka. Me say 2024 election. Me na na ya se wa me to abade ma NPP. Hana ATP to abade ma NPP. Yeti adwuma mu ha. Ena me twe tete fon fra me ma me. Efra me si Kojo Shaibu. Efra me chiri ba kwa abada princess me nua no me sere mo wate. Ena me mi kuru ma ade nyina Dr. Machu opoku prempe na pontero monkwa na monkoto aba no FMA MPP amanyoko me se me frɛ ya kosi se wo mo ka chem so wo mato aba no e de ama MPP amanyoko nti obi wo hono ma wonye MPP ni fancy you obi o debi but niema bi wo hono ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia you are not being fair, you are being an hypocrite yanka no kure no MDC amanyoko wo kana nyame ya adom na se wo ba enema na wo de ya campaign nyina no ya de tese so na wo be ma na bem ayebia you were the vice president. What happened to those things? You were the vice president of this country for 8 solid years. Adentina sa nyema ni nyina no went to me aye. Adentina went to me aye. Bisa NPP and some member, woman Kayana, same crying to a mamma for Kotuaba, NPP, some NDC and some man Womaka, and Kukonket and get it. Debbie and Kukonket and get it 24-hour economy. Even they couldn't explain 24-hour economy. It's a Dr. Mahmoud Bomia. After the time a Ghana for Bufuno, Naka will buy and a Cabasre Ghana for Minim Sam Mubuefu, Mamu Fanchayen, Yaba, Yabese, Namu Jai sign necessary near Manibajina platform, so by ye was Sisifiani, there was Sisifiani, ever shake Ghana for Bufua. And people will not vote for NDC. NDC woman and Zamera no more than them. NDC, and yeah, I draw and woman to share Gala for. Waka say, and some Wamaka, one buy a cocoa pharmacy depot, and a narrow almost said just a cocoa pharmacy. One brun, the good for manners, one brun, the good for. But you have become the economic messiah. On my Ghana, Yesika, some no wash a sope. Wouldn't him say the system neko? Wouldn't him send a natty memo for year company, send a yaka said near memoir, Dindia Bay. Now the Baba can be a better shake Ghana for re. Ubeka be a better Ghana phone crying. You were rather dancing, you was Sisifiani. Ya was Sisifiani be. We say you there, you will never disappoint NPP. You will not fail NPP. My Biasa candidate today, who is going to fail NPP? So Kennedy be fail NPP ahun. Anka sa buga na mudidi in 2023 no. Kofi party ni mu. Kadia mu de ye Kennedy ohine Japan 2023 no. Anko the free party ni mu. But no akasa ba bonte be cast wo party no free mu nne. We free mo china. This time, mo try push ya say, mo be shake Kennedy before mo be ma Kennedy aba bonti akasa. Kennedy se men kasa da. So still na mo piano. Na ABRONYE DC de mo nim se me tumi ntina ha ebra min keka ma adwen fa nkyere no. For some time now, me join the dimbo because I was thinking maybe courtesy for boys and girls na me recommend them man so won koto na won kan no. Ebi anu wo kan ya kwani ma nyansa na ede ni tirim no. O ma na ba be ye adwuma. But this guy has failed me. During Kennedy campaign, that was 2023 mo ho. And Kennedy making statement be say obefo say minister and as a government appointee e wo no na memu mu a. You do not have to dress shabbily. What to me and share belt to be a warren arching, now one shampa boebia just say, and what boffy, now one share white stopper, just a wakala nina, ya brown, ya dear now fembe general name position, sadi any dear one yet. Na semina wakaeno, wakadi men yansa for, Nenyansa for should yet say us ye. E Jimmy Franco na sebi asema Kennedy ohine Japan card that time no woman tena se nebusua mo beji de se enne de ya me ne mo kase sa asem na wo card 2023 no ABRONYE DC ya na ho nya fe nanim pase to de bia me hu ne hu kani kra na me re kra ho de ama oba no wa kwatwe sa video no e ka kire NPP police station executive say Kennedy ohine Japan se wuntumi nto atade pa na wuntumi nto belt pa na wuntumi nto mpaboa pa oba nya ade aja so be mo appointment ntema in fact, sometimes I wonder where these people were brought up for. Say, and Crawford, we were free here. Kwame Taribe, we free here. Yakofani free here because I wonder entity ya the man. It's ya bio. We here need to the stand say. Uko page makra. I was saying we dress him a war here no ekasana. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. It is one Kennedy catch us say Udia wo here mumpono men shot adia just say nan the twate now shirt na men to now shirt na prompro na wo enempono private institutions impono wo ko peduma na sa wo shirt top ayem to ye na sa bi you wabodwese ni adia nyinafu na wo belt are na chain ni adia na chain bi aja sa arasi bi da wo komuni ade wo ye sure say wo be adwuma na ye be fa wo. We are sure say you man no quite before. It is what better now no because say if you need to dress presentably, if you want to become a minister or you want to become a government appointee in this office, and you be a some a chile so say be a branch chimifwe. What kwatch sa video ne catch police station agent say am I am to Obama. ABRONYE DC say won na wo so ohia no wani je wan you bia na ni je ohia hu. Wo na wo pese ohia no e dokro adokro wonti a wode saadi na kwa akoti TV a eno ne nkire se obi abeso ohia adokro no yesi nkwanchen ade efa ye de na eto yiwa no kwanchen ade se efa ye de na eto because you are poor doesn't mean you should dress as a poor person debi inti asema Kennedy kaye no eye nyansafo badwembafo wona woda sunye so wona woda no pa wo mutumi chi wo mu no ma chia se good morning nyankopon me da aseso wo ma de pebi ache me sankrofo na Kennedy o hene Japan no wo mo kasa enye obi te se mo tinka abenya ka wo pe obi officer ba be page maye na ka wo na ho bon futuro na wo wati bida ebisi ayenko na yenko ti abronye DC ni nsem no okeka ye no emra sisia
papa memfa ushuye memfa akade ye enya ho na bubia tieni ye because obi a won timi to atade papa nhye obi na watumi aye bibi ma so na odi ye papa amanu nya yo magmukura na michiro obi ba sa minko for Sumanana president Kufuor Nyego DC obaye anopatututu wohwe asoa god bi odubaye na wohwe belt no a aye say apa say hedi din na mbisa no one question say into wo ba ko me wo ba wa mo belt papa memfa wo shoe memfa akade enye ho na bubia tieni ye because obi a won timi to atade papa nhye obi na watumi aye bibi ma so na odi aye papa amanu nya yo magmukura na michiro obi ba sa minko for Sumanana president Kufuor Nyego DC obaye anopatututu wohwe asoa god bi odubaye na wohwe belt no a aye say apa say hedi din na mbisa no one question
we are polling station here we are polling station near tie voice way polling station executives constituency executives me was come atade am say $200 $300 until wa wuntimi to sa atade ne bi no wani kwanse oben no ba sa nipa ne say koto abama no mutia ne yo polling station executives wa wuni $200 atade a obehye atina obewu agya no akọ nipa nsehwe Askafo wo kroma bebre na no alaji soma banda ekọ adaka kra nka ho okọ skani nipa nsehwe se de twere konkon no kan ye no o se ye ba na dagya ne ebesana kọ na dagya enti wa wonni sika wo ba to atade papa o se wa hwe matade echemi $200 say any kwansa obey me na me kra me nim wanim enkopa adwuma ma.
In fact, I know very well say sisi ane de confirm say Abronye DC enkrofo na de no febi and I dwini nya adwuma sa I have seen it na kane no na minim say bia wo obesesa as time goes on but I personally feel say nyansa no eni honom adwini nya adwuma adwini ye adwuma nsem bi honom a eni kwan say wo ka. So because you are poor, wo hia no enjale wo hu ohia no endokro. I don't understand this guy. Me who say one lady sister Emilia oh yeah say me be phone lines into mani anche maybe a phone lines na e dia tum say de be ya wa pese wo frɛ eba dwumedie ne subia no wo betimi afrɛ na onso wo do wadwenhwe aba ensem bia so pese wo ka bia no na wetumi e dia ba betodwa. In fact Abronye dis ne niema bi ne niye bi wo hono mabuzia aya na menti asie sisi ade de ezema Kennedy card na no hu eno no wo mo kwafa ba o na anu ade ya wo mo de brand champion tenses ba ya I think the so more on Monday, either Monday or Tuesday. Munim says you see another brand champion tenses no. One of the akoshe Kennedy or in Japan say Kennedy na a share or quadrafted tenses of brand champion the buy you know. Just say enkrofona wo mo di Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na meje wo mo ho abuzia. Menti ase minim say ya no for de wo mu twetwe bio say ye den yo say no so ye bon na wo mabon say se bi enufu nso wo manya bi anumo say den yo yet ha na mo de Kennedy tenses bae ba na champo be attack mo ba ko na mo de Brian so tenses aba afi de wo de abesha say Kennedy o hire Japan de contract tenses o ba na champo de bae we nyina When you know, in fact, Abronye, you need to stop acting as a child and then reason. Where a free advice and Abronye this me de mom say unia ketua. Minim say politics happens to be a dirty game. But men try so much say obema ujimie no adan ye di mo bi ehu. Wo ye be ma warefo. Owo ma, wo ebusua. Ugu ebusua ne nimase. Ugu yire nimase. Ugu me nimase because me amiti hey. Sanke bia me papa no wa Abronye disi, I swear to God cause I be my po. Because I am not seeing I don't want to show the papa bia wo ho a e wo se wobusua for kra e so proud say wo kan. I know people who are in Baumia's team they are going to condone to this whole nonsense wo ye ni ade. Emma wo hia enreso, Emma wo hia ensiesie wate. Ohia enya de pa. Ohia enya de pa de lumba na ball na ndwom. Osisi kafie bi wo hono ma. Ka ko ball la sokra na hu bia e wo se wo sesa. Ane sikafi eni bebia. Na hiafo nyina ebo mpa se nyankopon be hira wo mu. Aye bia wadwuma wuye. Se bosom so ya wo ko cheke se kakra ba beto account ni mu na wahia. Ade nti na wahia ya de pa. Ene de bia wuye adwuma ka so de anopa na de wasam nan na de wadidi no wada uni bia na woda ho na ekoma chenkyere wa na se biwawu ni esie nkwasiesie ni ato a kyene. Ohia ya de pa ni kwan se wo soso wate. Jai jimie no na we ye bema wawale de bia ye ka wanim na Abronye wu jimi o Abronye wu jimi o Abronye wu jimi o ye ka se wu jimi a me pa cho enye se wo bi kanfo wu jimi a ye kire ma wahu se adwe na da wutirimu no enye adwuma we sisi a baby a odi edu no Inti ema police station executives mo mo nto aba from Kennedy because Kennedy akoka say eni kwan say wo dress shably na or no o ba nanim na say wo shad one shad niema je say eye kama shad the pa wo no obe wo esi wa abontin they shouldn't vote for him. Are you serious? Sisi ano maka dia mo beka dia for Kennedy hu bia emfa. Kennedy supporters say they are highly connected. It is Ken they want. One must say let Ken be Ken. Yenim say Kennedy to say ye pay ya sa. Ni suni ne ba na wada ne di magana fo nyina ehu o to me sa said there what in the sun what here until one cars one penny sado. Sisi ane there more pe kwan bi a mo be force because when di nkwasi asem we provoke Kennedy a one pass me mana me ne se bi jejentie bi to say we me yiya do ntino. Sisi ane there wo dey fa baby e just a police station do obeto ma Kennedy bi abeto ma Ken obi anim said ye Kennedy tie nti mo pa mo nkwa ni old video bi a what o show no tie anhwe mu mpo edi anhwe mpo mfambra people who love Kennedy or in Japan loves Kennedy or in Japan and rather metina video maka chem say CEO the Magana Cocoa Board Randy Abe idea just say was you Abronye DC 220 million Ghana cedis and rather and a woman copy mu e court na aja nyame adom Abronye DC no ya guarantee the bill na ya guarantee the bill no on the same to just say o say ye dey mo be ye na be intimidating no ye politician waka so obekasa no mo yeda ya wo bekasa yenko na yengotie no so emra sisia.
As for today, I will take the advice of my lawyers so that when going home, I will advise myself properly.
Are you happy with the deal?
Yes, I'm happy with the bill. Because this is every research in 208 as indicated by my lawyer. It's something like misdemeanor, and this is not something that they will deny me pay. So the judge indicated that this is not one of the offenses that they would deny me bail. That is why the court granted me bail. And it's not that the police was searching for me. I personally went to the regional police office yesterday, and around 12:50 thereabout, I finished writing my statement, and they deliberately delayed me in order to put me in police custody. But as a politician, I'm not afraid of these things, and these are some of the things that I don't think that one way or the other disturb me or worry me. I'm okay. I'm a law-abiding citizen. The next court date is on the 9th. But what I would like to say is that no amount of this populist incarceration would enjoin me from voicing out or speaking my mind in the coming days.
ABRONYE DC and Yakwago tennis. One said a nebe majo. Abrante yanko be kasa ni how nan tosio na just what it into so ya the scenario say what it into so guni baso 20 million pena yesu ni kaka one say be ma bafo say they metie me lawyers na you can nobody is intimidating you before say na be ba banti aba be ka bibi make sure say asem na wo ba be ka no who evidence who ni evidence there in fact say the NDC amanyoko no say anudi nkwase asem na yesu no in fact ade a me amiti hei mani agi hu ye papa me to aso de Francis ADDAI NIMO a former MP Edema Asante Mampong na last year I make say 2023 the last MPP amanyoko presidential primaries no yade a wokobi 2025 ide ya wo mu bi etumu na me hwe ni mo ase anka ADDAI NIMO ebetimi akwa piki bi but enne no what a shocking revelation bi ababonti a ni nyina no efa ekwan agese MPP amanyoko penifo no wo mo ye niam bi ne when watch say asade na wo mo ye ni na wo mo ye e dey favor the pabako according to ono no o see each candidate bia no na mo ko peke forms Brian the Champion Kennedy Bawomia na Educhum obia etia old currency that na yedi no 46 billion and nipa ba ku bia etia 46 billion but wono netina asedwe hu no hu say 46 billion no se binyanse bi enim se obete 46 billion se wo kwa akotua na at the end of the day no when we ni anaje se 46 billion no yade ahye o se forms ne keke 100,000 Ghana cedis we are nomination files feeling ya ene wo mo koye ba wo mi akoye ne de Educhum so koye ne de Kennedy akoye ne de Kwabena Japan so akoye ne de eno ne so ye 500,000 na we sure what's about betua 4 million for development fund na according to ono no what is 100,000 forms ni nye neshi 500,000 nomination fail in so nye neshi but the ye neshi pa 4 million na yes no ni development fees and we be say right after say mababe peke funds for 100,000 mababe to nomination forms also for 500,000. Now at the end of the day, no, and can my sayana say bia, maka say bia me documents in your legends in ebia mama step it down. I bia sa 4 million na metuyano. Mo be refine sa 4 million na ye development fees ne dia mamiana. Was who ye no, and wo maka chende say, which you sika just nothing is refundable. Just sa 46 billion, which you sika no ashe, and what na say you say there be ya wa manfo wo mu yes ka dia ya de pa se me kwa kwa say 46 billion ne pa de chie kai kan be kwa koto ne ntwe ni aponche matina fie ache e de ama me nkrofo na me no mu nyina atonsa edidi in fact organti interview no e wo Adom FM a wo chese se ne na MPP fo mo do wo no ADDAI NIMO se mo ehun ni e wo presidential race mo hu se won ka ho ye campaign ni ade bia na chese sika na wo mo je na ye 46 billion no sika bia se binyanse bia enimenu nti no no one contest ni yentie no so emrasisiye
nsem chofo mun do mu esuko emusebuse mu ye General Secretary Justin Kodia issue press statement say will be nomination 29th July no otwe bibi say nomination form filing fee and then there shall be a development fee which shall be determined by the National Council.
And then I'm going to determine 4 million.
I'm saying 4 million Ghana cedis.
I will be a watch na be Scano.
I was a wutia.
Hey,
and Tisebe, the cut form 100,000, 1 billion. Mitia filing 500,000, 5 billion. Okabuma is 6 billion OCDs or 600,000 Ghana cedis. Na maintenance development fee no need to disqualify me. Must me 600,000 or 6 billion so and also actually because my trade form said a non-refundable.
Hey, on our summer okay dear. Say enya ono be mu a ye National Council meeting ya nkobinti ye hye da nim amu asem papa sa.
And you no ka say we be Justin Kodia. on a general secretary and acting national chairman.
I just how the Kosikada Danimua. On about the Kosikada Danimua, as opposite Ujina to Frank Canada, and no, the Otiama party in 46 billion.
46 billion now go to Yama party no.
And some of our
campaign and memu Ubeko delegates over 200,000 delegates in the 276 constituencies no. I say na honso so ka obebo.
Any honorable memo dibem.
Medamase ntietiefo ebehu se ni nyina ya makina so no. We ni nsemo a ewo mu. Enu nti madofo a eni mpanimfo o muhye mi nkwan nyina no meni o madi nkomo no o se ehu hia de ekono de you hu free mu enu nti na mesi sa agina yi enu nti no meni asem a me de atudwa no
honorable maye na wase na akatwitwere de nti se kafra yedi ohunu ntem kra na watwe ho na yema okafra so sisi akra na yenya nkra sese o maame so atofom na no
no kre abrewa odaya wan sorry nti ono so ababe ne de wabesum na waja ye ekire
Francis ADDAI NIMO ene yakwa akotie ne nsem aba na chese 46 billion old Ghana cedi enye sika ketwa eno nti ena wono no eye ade a chese one contest bi nti enye sa 100 fine say 1 billion no obekwa akotu ade akopeke forms ne ye ne ya na we nyina na msi ade we de eme ya pa isanse special kwabena Japan de bia me kase kwabena ade de emfa ohun nti nka we no di sika no kura to ho ena wo de ye bibi pakwa kura nka at the end of the day no emfa so bi ebetumi afiri so aba ono abu edu twim fine gentlemen so far no corruption bibia embon ewo ho think at the end of the day no kasa sika 46 billion ka de betumi asisi schools you are even an MP won anka niam betumi apeke e de ama rather than say who says sika we nyina knowing very well say competition no e ya de agina nipa mienu pente me ye Kennedy ohene Japan ene Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia anyame ya adom so a on the 31st of January 2026 so Kennedy ohene Japan e betu sika we nkudimo sede bright Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say eme ya pan say wakoto 46 billion e de egwesan say 2026 de there is no way so baba be flag bearer e de ama NPP amanyoko no obesa ofre e ba jumedi eni so a 0550623377 obetimi afre na wonso waba be kame ho e wa hanum say we de neja wo fra neja we twa ne short kakra bi e de ama because time no e kopa 0550623377 na mane ya WhatsApp so ofre normal call so a ofra ya de ebepia watum neja de obesa wo kan nyina no wo de wonsem atudwa ene de no kwa be fontentan fidie ni so a Kennedy ohene Japan ne ba be ma ye friend Kenneth amafo e boje ne so ankasa ne ye fans ebusuya wo je no enye fans ketwa ne nyina no eye nrada ne papa ekwa file the nomination said the ABRONYE sifa tisi dwem na said the na won supporters no wo mu di asane ade na amafo ka say yeti krom ho amafo bi wo no ma jese wo mo ma ya te se wo ma wo su ye ni mienu ye fa hu ye ma ni de biara da bia wo me de wo mo ma ni isie na hwaba ne Kennedy ohene Japan dia said o si forma ne ma ni nyina no ebe no said ne ma esifa ni di pa cry interact no ya de a se ye fan kasa jese ne no social media no so baby biara be fa bia na jese Kenneth say ye boje ne so a and say ye boje ne so sa brantie we ena na anu adabi me betena haka jam say bra no so otu kwai akwa abrochire wokodu airport ayese jese ne niama na bro so ntina wo so wo charge ne bi no be ye gaga say share my father is Kennedy ohene Japan wo kwa friend papa Kennedy se masa Ghana na wa baro wa broje nkasa nsem hunu no wuntumi ndi oni eye immigration officers kasa no se meba no ne niema ne se mu betumi ayi di egu wa mu yingu ho sika ne so na eda so no wo betu ya monje no me ye ne papa nkire se meba besoso sansem no sanse ya brochi a sansem no enya di obedu ho no we na ma me be hu se then Kennedy ohene Japan is straight, he's a very good leader oyobi a ebi ni na anu ade obi de ya ye chi ni ye obi be ka so na woman is special treatment e quarter of fried rice ni but Kennedy de niema bisa no ya de ache se on so cry. In fact Kenneth video no e wo honom Kennedy ohene Japan ne baba ma video no wo honom amehye so be ka me ho na yakwa akotie abasisi a Japan ne baba ma Kenneth era just nrada asenya saketwa wodi chine mu ankasa just one supporters no na wo mu di asa eche se Kennedy ohine Japan ena eba ne chese yade a wo mu hwedim se Kennedy ohine Japan ebe wini 2026 NPP flag bearer no na wo wie so 2028 so no wetumi edi nkonim ede ama wo man Ghana sabre ya me mo ka se yade obi aba homa ne so amekwa homa ne so neja mama na kwaba hello me mo kwaba de ba Kumasi Online TV Friends of Ken TV and Think TV midine na ya se wo wudi ni baby aka se free. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Oh.
Any me to say?
Nyame adom me ho ye pa mba cho na onso e.
Oh, Kafra, you know me free host. I'm a host catcher me say monya problem kakra. Eso ni na mo na me hwesi ni pen. Me hu se maba na otomu na na me hwehwe call. Showdown program no so. Okay. Miss Remo. Catcher me say that be mon kofu ba ko fa no. Na me ko nsa na yare. Onim. Me say, oh, text message no, Emilia no. Wife phone. My wife phone. Me also number ni from I say from Monday economy day. Me tula ni na oba ne me phone no. Don't text message. Me say, Baumia, it depend na chi. Utie amakasa na. I think all the regions. Party for no chi. Can it all the regions you a greater kankwa. Yeah. And supporters are among the delegates, supporters idnachi. Rich say Kennedy, a phone for no, a bonte for no, yepeno. Okay. So, Nana B, even trouble NPP, Baumia, Emman and B, and quite round this cow. Emman appointment on this cow. Okay. Many educated, street boy. Intimate trust and so more faster for name Yaka Sans Neba. Any many show. Now, Kotoban Miano Poncho Mas can be Omunke Ubia, Kubiam Omunke Ubia, the same as a Kufa town. Shabaumia office, Lady Bakwa or Sisia Wahifa, or come hammer, yeah, or near Juma, or not the kind say, and never be away and yet. Yeah, and quite yen find a campio, ABRONYE, and Peseme can be the action, but town will come and say, Kedi Winia. Kofubi wo ha omankasa ne empam but omankasa be yedin wo Ghana ase
omo bedwane free party ne mu
omankasa bedwane but ye yempenisa omo dwane kwa na ye be from so mo mabeka ye ho enye campaign no emaka ne de mini na ombra na afi omeje adwuma ema Kennedy we need no sue a afi freedom has come so the nkoma kan no any freedom ya mo se Ghana ye na e dia me say every time no wo ba wo me ne nkofo na me nka ho ti am say na Ghana yi na dia semi di boni an kombe chime okay ba wo me nkofo di boni an mo nche no nti men ka say Ghana yi na dia ye bom pese kan yi ba na Ghana ayi na dia okay ene empire ye bom aka ne di mesra mo delegate ni nkobo na afi me say ye nsro crowd na baba ho no a wo say ye nsro na emmom mo delegate ni nkomo na kan de hye ne nkofo ni na ye gide no dru ha me say hey mo match mo boot for boot o mo talk about mo friend shower because ye ni abre okay me delegate say me ye bia won I swear ene nkom betwiti ne say twebiti ye ni abre o ye ni abe papa plus me catch say me nkofo me nkofo ye more than to say ye doso ya anto abana and then I say, Omwa, she meant some bring na Nebeni has you. Okay. Okay. Munga Buchino, who desire and send the answer Fatano. But a bomb by a Macanidi. Name, let me the bar. Okay. All right. Yebena wasiye baba say also ofre ba jumedi de so a wode wadwenkyere e ba 0550623377 is also be say ofre e ba jumedi de so obetimi afre ye WhatsApp obetimi so afre normal call ofre ya de agese e be pie watum na also wode wonsem aba ni chese Ken supporters here they are ever ready say wo mo be support ye Kennedy wo hini AGYAPONG na sabre ye me mo ka say ye busia the biggest announcement every Kennedy or AGYAPONG honoma just say bad announcement today bado enye asem ketwa enyame ya adoma next month that is on the 5th of September
Kennedy ohine Japan so wo tie grounds ankasa na grounds na wo tie rom watu din say Unity Tour 2025 Kennedy ohine Japan Unity Tour 2025 276 constituencies ni nyina no Kennedy ohine Japan so obekọ bebia na wo ba odene nsem enenam en wo sere so se enkabom eyade agese ehu behia yie papa Kennedy ohine Japan is coming to 276 constituencies starting from the 5th of September we bia baby biara wo hwe ye free bia no de hia se obetame kuchu no wa twen akompreko the current another mechanism the incoming flag bearer for the NPP Amayoko in 2026 and Ghana's next president for 2028 yankwe na yankotie Kennedy ohine Japan Emirates here. Unity Tour Kennedy ohine Japan here from the 5th of September 2025 Eneja yakwa kwhweno intine se wo constituency ni nyina no just relax no so dey adopa didi na time kuchu baby biara obekọ bia constituency biara obekọ bia so trust me say nana ya so beba betena video hanu say na mede ni nyina no aba beso in fact time no ekwaye papa ntime kan comment ni bia aba ama mu nyina mahu Emilia say nana ya say how are you doing? I hope you are doing well. I called your producer and he said you would come around 4 p.m. Welcome back, Nanaya. I love you, Keke. Thank you so much. Samson and Samsis, you were saying, Nanaya, you are late today, but we are here to support your good work. I really appreciate. Showdown, more fire. Emilia, I was watching Sinupain on YouTube. I have changed to your Showdown program. I love you. We also love you so much. Nanaya, tell them, Nana, if NPP leaders try to bring Dr. Baumia, for we the NPP supporters, we will vote against the party. Okay, and Samsis was a Ken is coming, no Ken, no vote. Okay, Sabre Yamanoka say, Yabakwa Humana so na ya choche and come on. Maybe I shall more about the Kumasi Online TV, Friends of Ken TV, and I think TV would any baby I will show you and if free.
The patron, Nana.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Pachamete wonka.
When you and you be fine program no and so ye be na yes you do on abo ken ho dance here. Send e be ya nyame be ya adom na delegate 31st January. Omo be ya adom no mbe ti on abo ken. Ni nyuma pa odie no mbe to abanama no ama abe lidi MPP na 2028 so ye de na kwaje power ABRONYE NPP.
Okay, but before that, the batch would any baby I will share ye free.
Okay, me patch your friend me Kwame Ampon.
Okay,
because I free Paris, France.
Okay, but fire my
you go so fire. Amba for ABRONYE mono. Omo kasa fini ade omo eguso on the sister no onabo ken obedi na atem no ne mrebeso enti no yanso ya de ebekoso ane abo onabo ken nyuma pa o die ne ebebo ho yebekoso adi ho adanse se ne ebe ya delegate for no say omo na tumi no wo omo nsem
sure
na yenim say so se ne emre ekono nyame nso bekoso ahye no ho ne nyame nkunibidie aye dia
sure
na Baumia no a kwamba fo ABRONYE ayere ho a odi onabo ken ho atem adi na atem no Baumia no nkeka fie wono ho no esene onabo ken no asembia no mo kofa beto yeso no nyame bekasa na Baumia no ode ye court 2024 no ani kurum kura ya nto aba ama no MPP for se ono an ye besa ade na akode a 88 no enya na ebeba 39 menso so ma hye ho nkom da ho
okay
so omo se omo be prea na omo se omo de Baumia na ebeso ye kon a 88 no yenso achire ni yenso yabe pre yabe ba 39 se unsa honorable king eko file in forms oko NPP platform no so a honorable king de na so the champion de na so we
educhum de na so
obia de na so enso ba omianko ade oko en ba omianko ade na omde akoguso na che mo mpanimfo no amudi party nanim no mo pese mo kire se kire ba omianko na ya MPP ni ana na ye to abani wie so a se enipa no aka no obi anso se obi anso be support se ba omian wi ni so na bokin wi ni a eso obi ade na chitafo no ye den eba se na ebe ya bi a party ne betimi adi nkunum na se mo se ba akofo no nko ana mbodi no adanse ye wo ba bi ade a nyame nso so be kasa
sure
am ona bokin aba lead party no ama 2028 yede na kwa akodi nkunum ama Ghana ama MPP youth omunya adwuma anya no omuso so atimi abenya adwuma ye efi se ona bokin no na ni so ade hu ne se Kwame Nkrumah ye papa odi kan ebefa Ghana konwa no na ni nyuma pa wo ye no ono nso so enu bi na si na ni so se ono so betimi abeye de eche Kwame Nkrumah de no ama Ghana nso so atimi atumpon akonanim na de ono de dollars be da se wa tuki ne de safo akoma agi
ene na no
ne okogina platform so a won kan dollars ne economy ho asem na oka digital na ye aduane a ye die
debi
enti unu aba audi ameko na obi so abeka bi nche no ya die ye gusu a ye di onabo ken ho adanse na nyame akasa na obekasa nso so nkunimdi ebe ye ndi
amen okay mena wasiye papa ebusia ye Kennedy ohire Japan supporters ena wo mo frɛ ya wo nyina ye o ka bibi
ye de ye gusu a ye ne ye nuanom ne a abusua no mo ye delegate no so ye gusu a no mo kasa free
okay wo ya de aja se wo mo kasa hwe se Kennedy ohire Japan ebetumi aba na 2028 nkunim de etimi aye MPP amanyoko ne de meto a comment ne so de amamo ne de na just say mirror say Dr. Bawumia cannot even beat NDC Apia Stadium to win Ghana's next president. Never and ever. Okay, tell NPP leaders that I am not an educated person, but what I know is that losing 1.7 million votes to NDC is a big shame to the NPP members. No cry honum so anyway because which night are they talking about prayers all coming for Bawumia. Madam, who wants Bawumia? Say you want Bawumia. Nah, I don't need Bawumia. Okay, so meaning Kennedy supporters do not need Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now we the Kennedy supporters don't fire this video. 300 and something thousand delegates. They are how many? Trust me, Ken will win massively to be NPP presidential candidate. Amen. Emilia say no Ken, no vote. With Bawumia losing for NPP, with Ken all things are possible. For NPP, our next president is Kennedy Ohine Ejapon. Kennedy all the way. See, Bawumia go and sit down. Now you will lose poto. Bawumia and his people are laughing. Let them laugh. Daddy boy, I say Bawumia, you are talking too much. Let me answer. So say, is he doing national campaign to NDC or doing campaign against NPP delegates? Doctor, you are dreaming. Nana start taking calls. Okay, see, and the other side of Fra, wait me, Freddy Abbas. So Michael Arthur, or see, you don't have anything to say. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Akosia Morgan, say, who is that Bawumia? My friend, go and sit down. Bawumia na math. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, you started this whole tribal politics. Why you Bawumia for president? My phone not just about me to me my name be your president today. Eunice Efia Fosia also Ken all the way. I am still fully connected. Don't worry, dear. Okay, you are the liar, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Eunice Efia say, I like the way you talk, dear. Well talk, you are great, bravo. Thank you so much, Eunice. Emilia, Dr. Bawumia, you are the problem for the NPP. Kennedy all the way. Enemies are not God, so I am for Ken Bam. No Ken, no votes. Kennedy is man of vision, man jobs, man thinker, man of less than just. And the comment section, I said, Nina no Kennedy, Wagini, Japan. Another host, don't worry. If Ken win the contest, Nana B and Justin Fulkodia will run like a kai. You stay cool. Okay, Emilia Senanaya, please read this message to Dr. Baumia that if he faces Apia Stadium will win against him. Baumia na chesebusia. And the comment about ewo Kumasi online TV no. And Majebre Akinka Nina no. Ede ama some mo court friends of Ken TV. Just a honor show there idea just a Kennedy or in Japan. And ama for air budget the Shwanka say one pair and you will be just over to me. Abua wo my gun or no pair and a bit to me my NPP amanyoko no. Woman to me about power. In fact, Emre no call and Casa had and red mam quite nature and some man never so much say show that Jumedio. Meeting in a besi. Nami Adumachina Friday exactly 2 p.m. A idea Messan Soba Betsna Fidium and him said, I'm the NPP amanyoko won sem and this one sem and what my Ghana wons and seminar sono. Ababa som baby Biara had ATP will be asono. May we shine speediest recovery. Nasa Shonkoma production team nina. Executive producer so Mr. Daniel Yabua. Lawyer fans of Showdown Danny Day in Asa the Amojebre Eshe Jumedi and Sisi and say what to Mpona Yantanasia may come Matias says program the Mondays to Fridays. Say yes, so me konwe kumekura na trust me say me baba tina fidie man say no baba de Kennedy or in Japan wa dance here at the amount boba 2 p.m. dey bia ye nyansha say ma wa adwen ye oda say Showdown masu Showdown the me say anajo 7 anajo 8 kura na eyade ye de baba shomo ansana ade ache mo so amosha ye e wo thick TV so no nyankopo ehwa munyina ye papa me am tire dwem e de jumedi ye besom mo medi ene ndana ya self for now ne de makram nyame adoma china ye besa so e de ehia. Have a wonderful evening and then good night and so nkoma munyina.